Hello everyone, it's Miss Thomas, and this is an introduction to the irrational number e. So I want to make sure you guys understand where e comes from and how it kind of fits into the bigger picture of this unit. So I mentioned today in class that there are different interest formulas. This is sort of the standard interest formula. It looks similar to the one we got in class, but it's got some extra features. So A equals P times the quantity 1 plus R over N, all raised to the NT. P is the principal amount, R is your interest rate as a decimal, N is the number of times it's compounded per year. So if it's annually, then your N equals 1. If it's quarterly, then your N equals 4. Monthly, then your N equals 12. And those are typically when interest is compounded, and it's usually on your investments. Otherwise, it's compounded continuously, which is where we're sort of going next. So what happens if it's compounded continuously? We're going to take that interest formula and sort of simplify it. So assuming that the time period is 1 and the interest rate is 1, this is what the formula would look like. And we're going to find out what happens as our number of times compounding increases. So we want to look at it for a variety of values, and we're going to plug in all these x values here. So just plugging in the 0.01 here and here. That will evaluate to 1.271. Plugging in the 0.5, we will get 1.7321. Plugging in the 1, we get a 2. Plugging in the 10, we get a 2.5937. So plugging in the remainder of our values, when x is 50, our y is 2.69. When x is 100, our y is 2.7. And when x is 1,000, our y is 2.71. So this is reaching a limit over here, or an asymptote. And so that asymptote, this value that it's approaching over here, as my x's keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, is e. So E is called the natural base. It is approximately 2.71828, and that continues on forever, much like pi. And it comes from that formula as x value approaches infinity. So evaluating E, you might get problems that just say evaluate E to the third power. And all you have to do then is plug it into your computer or your calculator and find the result. And it is approximately 20.1. So E works just like any other number, and you can just kind of number crunch with it. And it leads to, this should be PE to the RT, the formula for continuous interest or continuous growth. So P is still the principal, E is just the base, R is the rate as a decimal, and T is the time. So suppose your grandparents wanted to help set you up for success and open a stock market account with $5,000 that paid 3% interest compounded continuously for you when you were born. No money is added or taken away from the account except for interest. How much money will be in your account when you turn 18? So we would just take our continuous interest formula. A is the amount at the end. P is your principal, which is your starting value. E is just the base. The rate is 3%. So with this, you actually can leave it as the rate. You don't need to add it at all. And then T going to be the time, and since it was when you were born to when you were 18, it's going to be 18 years. And so that $5,000 just sitting in an account will turn into $8,580.03.